When you say that there's no lasting conservative movement apart from a theistic politics, I guess what I'm getting at here is
I will stake my reputation on that.
no, and I think that is true. It raises the question of, well, one possible outcome here is just that there won't be a sustainable conservative movement.
Oh,
and
but I'll tell you why I don't think that's true.
That Nietzschean right
Yeah.
might be a live possibility. Because I mean, I see it even just right now, and that's why I say maybe we're on. There'll be a third Great Awakening. There'll be a revival, but maybe the tech bros and the Silicon Valley. I see this divide in the person of J.D. Vance himself.
Yes.
Right. There is J.D. Vance, the serious, devout Catholic. There's also J.D. Vance, the Peter Thiel influenced Silicon Valley guy, and. So you can see, like, when Solzhenitsyn says, the line between good and evil runs through the heart of every man. I mean, so too, you can see the line between the two competing visions that you've sketched of a theistic conservatism or of a more Nietzschean right. And that's a little unfair to the Silicon Valley tech bro. I don't think they're all Nietzschean right, but you can see it. That is,
well, some
those are
of
live
them are pretty
options.
openly there.
Yes.
Others less so. But at least if I'm detecting anything right now, it's that at least some of those Silicon Valley prophets, some of them are scared of where they have been.
Yes.
And are looking for something more serious. And I'll just simply say I've been invited into some conversations I've been surprised to have. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the effect of them is.
Yeah.
But there's some conversations that wouldn't have taken place in those circles just a few years ago. And I think because some of them, I mean, let's face it, you and I both been invited to speak where they're paying the bills.
Yes.
And so I have to think that's a sign of hope. At least they're looking for something. I want to press back on another thing, though. We, by being faithful, and for instance, raising young men and young women who are going to get married and have babies, establish families, and flourish, by definition, we have a continuity that the more nihilistic people on the right just don't have.
Mm-hmm. Well, so it's interesting. I think
if you disagree, go at it.
Well, I think of a pro-natalist like Elon Musk,
but
he has a lot of children.
He's an exception,
right?
And even some of those babies. So let me just. I don't want to get too deep into this.
Yeah.
But he is not an example of a Christian family ordered by.
No.
And those babies are not the result of any conventional conjugal union.
Correct.
They are,
for the most part, yeah. As far as
well, I mean, the way he describes it, they're
Yes.
transhumanist experiments, or not transhumanist, but they're artificial
IVF,
sorting. At least, and I don't claim to be a specialist in Elon Musk's family, but by his own self description, this is a post-Christian, post-technological.
But it strikes me that that's one of the.
Let me put it this way. Most people don't have even the money. Let's just forget morality for a minute. Most people don't have the money to go at family that way. That is not at this point going to be a widespread problem.
Not yet, but I mean, you saw, I would imagine, the interview that Ross Douthat did with the CEO of Orchid. And
yes. I
mean, the thought here is that with AI technology plus embryo screening plus, this will be affordable for everyone. Right?
Well,
the way that the first iPhones were luxury goods, but now homeless people have iPhones. I mean, they've been able to reduce the costs.
On that angle, but let me do it the other way.
Yeah.
Mathematics is against surrogacy becoming a replacement for natural motherhood.
Unless artificial wombs.
Well, then you're outside. I'm not dismissing what you say, but I'm talking about physical human being surrogate mothers.
Yes.
That's extremely, first of all, I think it's absolutely immoral.
Yes.
But it's also limited by biology.
Of who's willing to do it.
Well, I mean, just even the number of wombs that are rentable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a finite number under finite circumstances. It's not an accident that when Russia invaded Ukraine, one of the most urgent issues was how many surrogates in Ukraine had babies that were contracted with Americans.
Yeah.
And, you know, all this press about Americans, including same-sex couples, you know, et cetera, trying to get them out, you know, that it exposed, in other words, an entire underground but legal market in surrogacy. But it also pointed to the cost, you know, so. But you're right. The transhumanist dream, however, is to be free from sperm and egg and womb.
You can make it all through skin cells.
All constraints. Yeah. Make it out of a hair.
Yeah. Which is simply to say that, I mean, I think things could get worse.
Oh, I think they will. We're both Augustinian, right?
In that sense, yes.
So we're expecting that's the other thing I have to fight against, the evangelical side. Believing that a great cultural turn is right around the corner.
Yes. And I think that's the fear that I have in some people saying that because the only sustainable path forward is a theistic conservatism, therefore a theistic conservatism will prevail.
No,
I agree with the first part of that sentence. The only sustainable way forward is theistic conservatism.
Through natural reproduction, all I can tell you is look at mainline Protestantism. Just here's my proof. Look at mainline Protestantism.
It's not going to exist in a couple generations because
it may not exist Tuesday. You know, I mean, you just look at it. You know, think of these hulking buildings with 6 people inside. You know, and the rainbow flag out front, and by definition, there are no babies in there.
Yeah,
and so, you know, honestly, I've been in this job long enough that when I became president here, the liberals argued that they were going to win.
Yeah.
And I think they actually thought they were going to win.
Oh, yeah.
But now they don't even show up. I mean, we don't even have debates anymore because there's no one on the other side to debate.
Yeah. You see this in liberal...
I'm reduced to having a conversation with a Roman Catholic.
I mean, you see this in liberal Catholicism as well. That the people who thought Vatican II was going to usher in Vatican III, and, you know, what way is the spirit of Vatican II blowing? Like, they thought they were the right side of history and the future of history.
Absolutely.
And demographically, it did not play out that way.
Well, like
because
the Protestant
no one
liberals,
gives their life.
They thought they were saving Catholicism.
Yes. Yeah. By watering it down. And but no one wants to stake their life on kumbaya. Right? I just think that's the reality. Like, look at, you know, I had mentioned earlier that the
copyright
priests,
that. That's very good.
Is that good? The priests that we have in the American church today are so much better than when I was growing up, simply because no one in our culture studies for the priesthood and becomes an ordained priest unless they really believe it, right? And I think that's true for people of my situation as a layperson.
Well, it's the same thing on this campus with young evangelicals.
The only people who
they believe it all
come into studying here is because they're going to stake their life on it,
right? Because
it's worth staking their life on. And I think the liberal Protestantism, liberal Catholicism, it's not worth staking your life on, which means like you can go from being like an Orthodox family, and then the next generation might be going to a mainline Protestant service. But the generation after that, why do those kids go to church anymore?